Calling all beach bums, it's time to discuss who are the best picks to make a splash in Eternal Return Season 8. This season, we're kicking off the best characters to play with the Marksman role. For Season 8, my top pick to get those sunset victories is Tsubame. She's also this season's Battle Pack skin, so it's no surprise she's topping the charts. Tsubame isn't a new face on the beach. She's a familiar force returning to dominance. She was our premier marksman pick back in Season 4, and after a few seasons off, she's back at the top. What makes her so impactful is her adaptive playstyle, allowing her to excel whether she needs to deliver burst damage to squishies or ramp up against tankier opponents. Tsubame is truly a marksman-assassin hybrid. She offers two primary ways to approach combat, making her incredibly versatile. You can look to burst, getting quick eliminations by utilizing her auto attack QR burst combo on a squishy, unsuspected target, diving quickly with E to secure that kill, and then reposition yourself back with E2. Alternatively, against tankier opponents or in prolonged team fights, you can focus on ramping up. Get multiple rotations of passive stacks through an extended fight, turning her into a sustained damaging powerhouse. Unlike many assassins who have a narrow window of effectiveness as their initial combo, Tsubame doesn't fall victim to the assassin window. Card above. She remains highly dangerous even after her initial burst, thanks to her ramping up damage. This allows her to continue contributing effectively in extended fights. To learn about the assassin window, click the card above. Tsubame possesses enough damage and mobility to function as the sole damage dealer for her team, making her incredibly valuable for compositions that might otherwise lack consistent output. She's incredibly elusive and difficult for her enemies to lock down with all her mobility tools, but that doesn't mean there isn't areas where you'll struggle. Despite being a marksman, Tsubame operates at a relatively short range for her class. This means she needs to put herself in more danger to deal damage compared to a longer range marksman. She lacks significant poke tools in neutral, firefight, and can't chip away at enemies from a distance, meaning she often needs to commit to full engagements to exert pressure. To help her with this, pair her with a Mai or Nacelle. She pairs exceptionally well with characters who have the ability to bail her out, even if she gets caught too deep. Tanks and supports with strong healing and protective abilities can create space for Tsubame, which she needs to operate effectively. Tsubame is a high mobility, high damaging marksman with the flexibility to adapt to various combat scenarios. She demands precise execution and a good team coordination to mitigate her shorter range and lack of poke. But in the right hands, she'll be absolutely dominating on the beach this season. Next up, let's talk about the fighter role. These are the ones who love to get up close and personal and aren't afraid to get a little sand in their face. And this season, thanks to a fresh rework, my top pick for the fighter who's dominating the shoreline is Jackie. Honestly, all her weapons have been performing incredibly well, making her an absolute force. Jackie's rework hasn't fundamentally changed her core gameplay. She still thrives on hunting down opponents, getting those satisfying resets, and picking up stragglers who dare separate from their team like a relentless wave, constantly crashing down on her foes. The biggest difference now is that she has better tools to achieve this goal, making her even more effective to sticking to her targets. Jackie's updated kit offers a more interactive and sticky combat experience. Her W ability now slows enemies on use, helping her lock on targets. Her signature bleed effect has moved to her passive, meaning once you're on a target, it's easier to keep that pressure on. Just remember to focus on one target at a time to maximize your effectiveness. Don't spread your attention too thin. Jackie is packing some serious firepower this season. In her current state, Jackie can truly solo carry some fights against teams that have very little crowd control. She thrives when she can freely engage and get her damage off, healing herself along the way. While I suspect she might receive a few nerfs, she should still remain a strong contender if you enjoy aggressive melee damage. She can be played as an assassin, perfectly capable of jumping around with ability resets to clean up low health targets and finish kills. Alternatively, she excels as a bruiser. She becomes surprisingly tanky while still dishing out an impressive amount of damage. What she can't do, however, is play in neutral. Similar to Tsubame, Jackie has no tools for the neutral. She can't poke or safely initiate from a distance. She can be easily kited with good peel. If you use your jump to engage and the target manages to create distance with their own mobility, it becomes very difficult for you to close that gap again. Enemy teams will also look to burst you down as you jump in, where you can activate your damage and sustain. During the lulls in the action, your best bet is to look for flanks and stay out of vision, waiting for the perfect opportunity to dive. Jackie thrives in compositions that can help her isolate and eliminate targets. She is excellent in pick compositions, with characters who can single out an enemy from the rest of their team. Once the target is isolated, Jackie can quickly move in for that kill. She also pairs incredibly well with poke mages, who might struggle to finish off low health targets. These mages can chip enemies down from a distance, creating perfect opportunities for Jackie to dive in and secure the elimination. Jackie is a top tier fighter this season, offering versatility as an assassin and as a bruiser. Her rework has enhanced her ability to stick to targets and secure kills, making her a formidable threat. For our mage pick for season 8, we have Irem. Now, for the record, while she's technically listed as a mage, I personally count her closer to a fighter. She's a mix of spellcasting from afar and diving in and getting right into the thick of the action. Irem is a bit more challenging than most of the characters I recommend on this channel, but mastering her is an incredibly rewarding experience. She demands a good understanding of teamfight dynamics and precise ability timing. She's a unique blend of poke mage, diver, and even a bit of a healer, making her a genuinely good all-around character that can adapt to many situations. Irem thrives in extended fights where she can cycle through her forms repeatedly, constantly pressuring enemies. Her ideal playstyle involves rotations of poking, then finding the perfect window to dive in with her powerful cat form abilities, and then finally escaping using her extended range of her fish passive, only to repeat this cycle over and over. When she picks the right windows, she can be incredibly oppressive to deal with. She can also wrap very well if your team gets wiped out. She's good at farming credits and staying safe with her wall jump, which has a very short cooldown. The ability to quickly traverse terrain helps her stay alive and keep building credits even when things go south. Even a versatile champion like Irem has her limitations. While most of her abilities are AoE, you'll often find yourself using them primarily on one target at a time to maximize her burst potential. She's incredibly good at taking out that one target and making one enemy's life miserable, but she can't wipe an entire team on her own. She needs to follow up from her teammates to capitalize on these number advantages that she creates. Her primary lockdown ability, the W knockup, has a cast time, making it telegraphable and potentially dodgeable if not set up properly. Irem greatly benefits from teammates who have reliable, quick crowd control. Characters like Nikki, who can provide immediate lockdown, are excellent partners to ensure Irem's combo lands. She also pairs well with bruisers who can absorb some of the damage alongside her when she dives in. This ensures that she doesn't get instantly focused down, allowing her to get her full rotation off. Irem is a high skill ceiling, high reward mage fighter hybrid who excels at extending engagements, dynamic plays, and self-sufficiency. While she won't be wiping entire teams on her own, her ability to poke, dive, and escape makes her an incredibly annoying and effective threat in the hands of a skilled player. Moving on to the supports. Supports aren't doing so well this season, so I'm offering a bit of a cop-out answer for the support slot. Think of this more as a utility flex slot. There's a lot of similarities between Silvia and Irem, and they share many of the same core strengths. Silvia wants to poke with her Q and W from a distance, waiting for the perfect window to jump in with her bike W. She's great at dipping in and out of fights, using her bike to pressure and her pistol skill to make escape. This continuous pressure can be incredibly frustrating for enemy teams. Her ability to chase, initiate, and dish out damage provides a unique kind of utility that many other supports lack. Despite her versatility, Silvia's biggest weakness is her inability to be a master of any single role. Silvia is a really good jack-of-all-trades character who can fit many roles in a composition, but she isn't the master of any of them. She doesn't heal more than a dedicated support, doesn't do more damage than a burst mage, and doesn't tank more than a bruiser. Because she can't really excel in one specific area, she cannot be the solo damage dealer for her. You need to pair her with one strong damage source. Silvia shines in compositions that need a helping hand in securing kills and finishing off dragons. She is the perfect fit for comps that struggle to finish off kills. Her chase down potential and mobility allow her to relentlessly pursue enemies who are trying to escape, turning near escapes into confirmed kills for your team. Silvia is a unique and powerful utility option in the support role this season. She may not provide traditional healing, but her relentless chase, damage, and initiation capabilities make her a valuable asset in the right composition. Just remember she's not the primary carry, but she's the one who will make sure no one gets away. And our last option this season is the tank role. These characters are the ultimate support for your backliners, being able to provide CC and make space for your carry. Elena's playstyle revolves around two core principles: locking down key targets and peeling for her team. The primary goal is to look for opportunities to freeze a primary target with your ability, allowing your teammates to follow up with their own powerful skill. Her kit is also equipped with a variety of slows, making her an excellent peeler who can keep diving enemies off of carry. Elena can be the master of engage, with her many dashes granting her surprisingly mobility onto an enemy team. This allows her to position effectively for big plays. She brings a powerful set of tools to the battlefield that make her a versatile and dangerous pick. She's very hard to pin down as well. She operates very good as a rat, being tanky enough to survive, and with her escapes, she can get away and farm credits even when things go poorly for her team. She can go over walls, giving her a unique pathing options for both escapes and surprise initiation. Her rapier skill provides a targeted dash, which is great for closing the gap on stragglers or repositioning in a fight. The power of her freeze is second to none, giving her one of the strongest forms of crowd control in the game. Despite her immense power, Elena has a few vulnerabilities to keep in mind. Elena is the ultimate setup character, but she needs her teammates to combo off of her. She can't deal with the enemy team alone, so her effectiveness is directly tied to her team's ability to capitalize on her freezes. She has no poke tools for the neutral game, which means she can't exert pressure to enemies from a distance. She has to commit to using her presence to exert pressure and stepping up in the fight. It takes a little while for her to ramp up her freeze, and she can't CC a target immediately. It requires a bit of foresight and skill to land her ult combo. Her ultimate ability, while powerful, can be difficult to hit on a raw cast. It requires a bit of setup. If you have a good read on enemy movements, you'll hit it reliably. Elena is a tank that can fit into any team comp, making her an incredibly flexible pick. She is a top tier tank this season due to her incredible combination of durability, mobility, and some of the best crowd control in the game. While she needs her teammates to follow up on her abilities, her ability to dictate the flow of a fight and secure kills makes her an invaluable asset to any team. If you want to be the unmovable force that freezes the competition, Elena is your pick. And finally, before we wrap up this summer guide, I have one more character to give a special shout out to. Because I like giving an honorable mention, we have Rozzi. Not only is Rozzi my main, but she looks to be doing well so far at the start of this season. Rozzi is a character who deserves a spot on your roster because she has good matchups into a lot of these top picks that we just talked about, including Elena, Jackie, and Irem. She brings a high damage, high mobility style that's perfect for the chaotic up-close fights of Season 8. Rozzi's playstyle is all about aggression and commitment. You have to commit to fights to get your full damage output, as her damage is much less effective if your basic attack is from a distance. Think of her more as a duelist than a traditional marksman. Despite her strengths, Rozzi has some key weaknesses that can be exploited. She has no poke and is short-range marksman, which makes her susceptible to being poked herself when trying to stay in range of a fight. She can be really useless in a fight if she's just hitting a tank from front to back. She needs to be able to get that isolated fight to have a real impact. Using her E defensively can sometimes put you in the middle of a team, as it's a conditional dash that you need to be careful with. She's also not a great rat, having no wall jump, and her chase and escape are only mediocre. Rozzi's aggressive playstyle makes her a perfect fit for a couple of different team compositions. She can slot really well into both heal comps, where her team protects her while she fights, or dive comps, where she can follow up on a deep engage. She's one of the few marksmen in the game that can truly dive into the enemy team without it being trolled. Just make sure you have a teammate with you, and look to play the fight from a reverse angle after picking up a kill. Rozzi is relatively easy to play as well, if you can get the hang of her double shot passive. She's the most fun character to me personally, so if you're looking for a marksman who loves to fight, look no further than Rozzi. Her high risk, high reward playstyle can be incredibly fun and effective. These are the 5 characters you need to play this season to help you win some ranked games. If you're not a rank grinder though, that's okay. Click to tap the screen now and you'll be taken to a more fun video about my experience playing Shulin on her release.